Welcome back to the Distractaholics Podcast. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Morgan.
And today I think we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to be discussing what's keeping us distracted for the next week or two. So it's going to be a little bit of different format, but we might do this a little bit more often to kind of fill in the gaps between movies and trips, and, you know, the Delta variant's going to kill our trip. So
yeah. And just, I mean, being an adult, having full-time jobs, it's hard to make good time to have the motivation to be in and recording. So, especially with it being summer and everything, it might be better in the winter when we can't really do much, but, who am I kidding? I've been sleeping most of the time anyways.
Same.
But we can pretend like it's gonna get better.
Morgan, did you finish Scrubs yet?
No. I have too many shows that I'm watching right now. Actually, this is a good segue into something that's been distracting me this week. My husband and I started I'm kind of almost ashamed to say this. My husband...
Well, we're recording, so...
My husband and I started watching The Outer Banks on Netflix. And I don't know if our listeners have watched it or know anything about it. It's a teen drama, basically, about these kids growing up on the Outer Banks, on the rough side or whatever. And it's cheesy, but it's also good because there's a lot of adventure and treasure hunting and stuff. So it's like my guilty pleasure watch right now. And I'm not mad about it. It's not a terrible show, but it's not something that I would normally watch, if that makes sense. So
I heard nothing wrong with this so far.
You actually really might like it. There's a love story.
I'm sorry, are we assuming that because there's a love story, I'm going to like it?
And there's a lot of drama. You like angsty drama shit.
I do.
I know. But
guilty.
It's really not bad. It's a treasure hunt, and I like treasure hunts and adventures and that type of stuff. So it's a good guilty pleasure show. So check it out on Netflix. It's called Outer Banks. Yeah. Tyler, you can add that to your list of things to watch. If it was
after I'm caught up on Supernatural,
yeah.
Which will be very quickly.
Yes.
Do I get to go into one of my items now?
Yeah.
Okay, distracting me this week. We are entering the spooky season. This is my favorite time of the year. Everything gets more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I get to go run outside. I get to slip and fall on leaves. There's interesting things to do. I can wear hoodies. For anybody that doesn't know, I wear hoodies year-round. I love hoodies. And whilst I was making a trip to the local mire, I found some interesting beer here. I have it. I have not opened any yet. It is from the Platform Beer Company. It is titled Orchard Yammy. It's an ale with sweet potato and natural flavors with notes of sweet caramel, apples, and fall spice. And Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, that was some ASMR shit.
Okay, let's see how it is. This is not bad. I'll drink it. Mm-hmm. Probably all of it. I don't know if I'll get it again.
Okay. How much was it? It looks kind of like hoity-toity.
It is. It was 6-pack for $10. That's kind of normal for these weird small beer makers.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what the what's the one out of Cincinnati? Is it Rhinehurst? Something like that.
Yeah. I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, I do like some of their stuff too.
They have some really good stuff.
But
so this was one of the things distracting me. Morgan, we're back to you.
Is it getting better?
There's the caramel.
Oh, there he goes. He continues to drink it and make faces. I haven't tried any new drinks lately.
Back to me then?
No, This isn't all about drinking, Tyler.
I know.
On my way to work, I randomly downloaded a couple, I think it was like 4 short stories. I was just browsing through Audible for what they had for free. I think these were free. I was looking for something kind of spooky, looking at all the reviews and everything, and so I picked out a couple, and apparently they're a part of a larger story. It's the Pine Deep stories. There were several short stories, and they all revolve around this town in Pennsylvania. And I think there's
It's always Pennsylvania.
Yes. And it kind of revolves around this big significant event that happened there. And all these little stories are taking place after this event. And so I think like there's a main book that talks about the entire event. But to listen to these stories, you don't have to have read the book. And each story is just an hour long, so it's like perfect for my drive to work. So I've been really enjoying those. Good for spooky season. Which is all year round, Tyler.
Well, for some of us.
Yes. But besides that, also listening on my way to work, the Real Crime Podcast with Christina and Kristen. It's about real crime, and usually their stories have to do with realty, because Christina is a realtor, and then they either have to do with realty, cold cases, haunted houses, that type of stuff. So I thought that was kind of a fun spin on a crime podcast, because I feel like you have so many crime podcasts out there, it's kind of hard to individualize it. So I thought this was a fun twist on it, and they're fun to listen to. So check them out if you're interested.
So what do they do with a haunted house? You said haunted houses.
They're talking about them and what happened to make them haunted.
But they don't actually go stay at the house.
No. They did go to a haunted, a restaurant or something.
Okay.
They went somewhere that was haunted, and had some things happen. So check them out. I don't want to ruin their
spooky. What was that called again?
The Real Crime Podcast.
The Real Crime Podcast. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And Tyler, you had a podcast that you've been listening to as well on your your long work-related drives.
Actually, it was my long non-work-related runs.
Oh.
But that's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm listening to while I'm running.
Do you run faster?
Yeah, I do.
Being worried that someone's going to murder you.
There's someone around every corner.
Ba-ba-da.
So, apparently, I did not remember this. Back in 2016, there was an entire family, I believe it was 8 total people, were killed in Ohio, execution style, one after the other, all in different houses on the same stretch of road. I didn't know anything about this. Apparently, it's Ohio's biggest massacre, like, ever. And the Piketon Massacre is a podcast that kind of details what happened and who they think did it, and kind of goes all the way through to people being arrested. So I really enjoyed the podcast. The first season was, I thought, pretty engaging. The second season definitely takes a turn. I did not enjoy the second season as much. There are people that are leaving reviews that said, yes, they enjoyed the second season. I skipped many of the episodes in the second season and just Googled what was going on because I couldn't take the content.
That's not a good sign. So Tyler, actually, you talking about this podcast intrigued me, and it's making Arya cry apparently. So I I downloaded it, and I've been listening to it on my way to work as well. I have mixed feelings about it. I have...
The murder or the podcast?
The podcast.
Okay, just checking.
The podcast. No, like the murder itself really interests me and everything, but the podcast, I feel like they build it up and dramatize it, and then they're like, but we don't know that. Or, but we don't know what those texts said, or we don't know what was all involved. And like, it's a lot of build up and then no new information. Like, it's all speculation, I feel like. But I haven't finished, so maybe stuff comes out, but...
It may, but Morgan, I'm going to actually complain about something that you actually took issue with. When they do these interviews with everybody, there's always this, oh, they could never have done it. They could never harm a June bug type mentality with everybody. And we might find out that that's not exactly true. So I can't stand that mentality of like, oh, they could never hurt anybody. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I told you exactly. If I'm ever accused for murder, Tyler knows what he has to say.
I got it written down. It's in my journal.
Because I don't want someone to be like, oh, she could never hurt a fly. I want to keep the people guessing.
And you do. Trust me.
All right, Tyler, what else is on your Distractaholics distraction list?
Okay, so whilst I was at the local Meijer, that's actually not how it started. So I was listening to another podcast. I'm going to go ahead and endorse it. Morgan's going to laugh at me. No, I don't even want to say
We've
it.
Been doing that. We're really good at like promoting other podcasts. So if you have a podcast, you want us to listen to it and check it out and possibly promote it, hit us up. Send us an Instagram message.
We will listen.
Yeah, we'll listen. We need stuff to distract us.
So this is actually a big podcast, big type production called, you ready? Mm-hmm. Don't. Okay, hold your judgment.
Okay.
Keep in mind that I have a career.
Okay.
It is just called Windows Weekly, where we discuss enterprise, Microsoft type things. This is how I stay up to date. This is why I'm effective at my job, maybe. And one of the people, the host, said something about peanut butter whiskey. And Morgan thinks I'm joking, but I'm literally on the other side of town getting ready to go to the grocery store. And I think, what the heck is peanut butter whiskey? So I'm sitting there Googling as I'm driving. I know it's bad. Peanut butter whiskey. I assure you it was not spelled that way. And
why didn't you just ask
Google,
Alexa?
What do you want me to say? Okay, Google, where can I get peanut butter whiskey?
Wait, isn't the iPhone stuff Alexa?
Shh, stop it back there.
Is Google talking to you?
Yes. It says, hey, wine cellars. Thank you. I turned that off. I don't have any of the Alexa devices in my house. I refuse to let an Amazon device in my house. They spy on me enough.
Siri's the iPhone one.
Yeah, I could say, hey Siri.
Okay, that's why didn't you say that? You just
because I have turned off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, continue on with your peanut butter
distraction.
Yes, we're good at these.
So after I got to the store, looked up what it was. As soon as I heard peanut butter whiskey, I knew what drink I wanted to make. Like, I knew what I wanted to do. So I found where I could get the peanut butter whiskey. I looked up a drink recipe, acquired said peanut butter whiskey, and I'm totally blanking on the name of the other liqueur. I think Chambord, something like that.
Oh, is it the one drinkers. In like the little circular bottle?
Yeah, looks like that.
Yeah.
And it's a raspberry liqueur.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And you mix that with peanut butter whiskey and make peanut butter and jelly mixed drink. So I had one of those yesterday. It was really good. I'm really excited. I was going to have another one, but I had this beer. So I sound like an alcoholic because I've made 2 alcoholic distractions and I'm ready for Morgan to start talking again.
All right. Trying to think of what else. The other weekend we had a get together at my house. We watched some movies outside on the projector. That was a great time. We got to hang out and grill and drink lots of wine, try some whiskeys. But it was a really great time to get together with friends and everything, and I think that's definitely something that we'll be doing more once we get to cooler weather, because this whole week where we live it is 90 degrees and hella humid, so it's hard to be outside right now.
I almost died.
I don't know how you ran outside. I was dying running on the treadmill. But, so that was a lot of fun. We watched Children of the Corn and Jeepers Creepers. And during that night, it got cold enough that it was like the perfect sleeping temperature outside. So I was wrapped up in my blanket and fell asleep. And I probably would have slept out there all night. But, so that was a great time. I'm excited for the fall for that. And it's a safe activity to embark on and enjoy. It's a safe activity to enjoy outside with people, socially distance, you know. It's a good way to get together without spreading germs.
That's right.
Yes.
And if you haven't had a vaccine yet, there's still plenty of time.
And today, the Pfizer vaccine has now become FDA approved. So, go get vaccinated. Distract yourself by getting shot. I feel like there was something else I was going to add to that, but and don't use ivermectin over the counter to prevent COVID, because that's horse wormer, and just don't do it. You're not a horse.
Is this like a TikTok thing?
I don't know what it is, because I don't do social media, but apparently it's a thing going around the internet right now. And it'll either treat...
Can't we just shut down the social media?
Oh, it would save a lot of hassle. But yeah, don't do that. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Distraction, Jesus. We really nailed our name. Like, it took us a long time to come up with a name. We had a couple of names already, like, picked out and logos made and shit, but this was the perfect name. So you were talking about how you listen to a podcast to stay relevant in your field. And you thought I was going to judge you when I literally have like 4 or 5 oncology podcasts on that I follow to stay up to date with everything. So you're not a weirdo.
It's better.
It's a great way, as long as you have a reliable resource, it's a great way to stay in the know. So podcasts, they're for more than just entertainment.
I gotta drive anyways.
But not ours. Ours is strictly entertainment. Don't listen to anything we say, except getting vaccinated. All right, next distraction, Tyler. Do you have any more?
Excuse me.
What?
Morgan, excuse me. We are alcohol experts.
All right. Where are you going with this? Was that just a statement you were making?
That was a statement. You offended me greatly when you said we were not reliable sources of information.
Okay. Alcohol connoisseurs.
That's it?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
What else? What else has been distracting you, Tyler?
That's it.
Okay. Well, let our listeners know what is going to be an upcoming distraction for us that I'm very excited about.
We are all going, a group of us are going to Michigan. And we're gonna do a distillery. We're gonna buy some good wine.
Yes.
Or so I've been promised.
You sampled the wine, you liked the wine, you loved the wine.
So, Morgan, for whatever it's worth, one of the wines that I was plied with was caramel apple wine, which is what the inspiration for this beer was. So, I have found that I can get caramel apple wine in Indiana from a different provider, and I will be going to get it this weekend. I was going to this past weekend, but I kind of forgot.
Got distracted.
I did. So it's going to be a fun time.
Yes, it's going to be great. And while we're there, we are actually going to go up to Traverse City and tour an old asylum. Our original plans were to do, they had like a flashlight tour and a twilight tour and everything, but unfortunately they're sold out for Labor Day weekend. So instead we are going to do a 2-hour 5 o'clock tour just around the grounds, and it's guided. They give you a bunch of history, and I'm really excited because I love history about places. So I'm not
any tour can be a flashlight tour if you're a little loose with the breaking and entering. So
which will not happen because we are respecting the places we are going.
I was more excited about the alcohol. Apparently, I think I have a problem.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for us to take a trip together, and and be able to do so safely.
I promise to be on my best behavior.
Good. What do we have anything else coming up? I think that's about it.
Coming up, I think we'll do some more movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do some TV series, because once I hit a certain episode in Supernatural, I have promised
He drunkenly
to slow down.
Pinky promised me that
I would slow down.
Yeah.
And watch along with Morgan.
And my sister.
Yes. I didn't want to say the name. So
she who shall not be named.
Yes. So I think we'll have some opportunities to watch some other shows on Netflix. I'm catching up on, after I catch up on Supernatural, Atypical, and Never Have I Ever. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So if any of our listeners have anything that's been distracting you, anything that you want to recommend to us or even other listeners, and you just want us to like shout it out or check it out ourselves and kind of do a brief overview of it, let us know. You can find us on Instagram. You can reach out to us at our Gmail, distractaholics@gmail.com. You can listen to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and leave us a review on there. 5 stars are preferable, but honestly, your feedback is what we kind of want. I'm kind of scared of feedback, but we'll embrace it. Constructive criticism, please. But Tyler's giving me a look like, don't worry, Tyler, I know you won't read it. And you can also check us out on YouTube. And send us a comment there. Send us a comment, leave us a comment, whatever. Thanks for listening, and sorry we've been kind of MIA lately. We'll be better. And you be better.
And send me some crafty projects for the fall.
Hey.
But nothing too complicated.
All right, we're going to have a crocheting lesson, and then we're going to learn to knit.
Less time-consuming crafty things.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.